Okay, now let's look at stock management, which is this number 2. So if you click on it, we basically want to bring in stock that we want to manage. So if you click on this number 5, which is add new item, if you click on it, it's going to bring out a window like this, a form like this where you fill. Now, before we fill any form, I want to show us that when we are selling, let's go back to transaction. If you are trying to sell, all you will see here is just one item. Doesn't mean that it's only this one item I have. Now let's go to that number 2. We're talking about our stock management. If you come to this stock management, let's go to number 8. If you come to this number 8, where you have all your branches. So if you look at all my branches now, I have that brown pen which I was selling the other time, and also red pen. But the red pen I did not see it to sell. Why? Because there is no quantity to sell. No quantity here to sell. Does not even have a selling price, but it is mainly that quantity. Once the quantity get exhausted, you won't see it to sell. So what I will do now is to click on that red pen and try to restock. How do you restock? You click on this add new or more record. So I will come here now and add. It is red pen. What's the quantity? Let's say I'm bringing 500 units. And what my cost price? Let's say 2,000 is my cost price. Automatically it's giving me 2,400 as my selling price, because we default the profit to 20%. So 20% of 2,000 is 400. So you added 400 to that. So to give it. But if you are not interested in this, you can turn it to whatever you want it to be. Maybe you want to sell it for 3,000, for example. So that's for that. You may not bother about every other thing here. You can leave it, the client, the supplier, and the rest. You can leave it. When you are through with that, you click on save. So when I click on save now and I come back, here with time, you will see that yes, it has populated now. We now have something to sell. That's why if we now go back to our transaction and see new order, if we now click on here and select, we'll now have multiple items to sell. So it is very important that when you have this app, you have to go to your stock management to add the items you want to sell or that you want to use to monitor. Here you do it one by one. Here you edit whatever you have done before. You want to change the name, whatever, but use with care, because there are some other implications. However, here you import from a CSV, because if you have like 1,000 items to monitor, you cannot be entering them one by one. So you have a CSV file that you can import. In doing that, you have to be on a browser. This one I'm on an app container, which later you know. But if I was on a browser interface, maybe Chrome or Safari or whatever, Mozilla, you just click. Let me show you. If you click on restock, I'm coming. If you click on import file, please let me go back there. Import file. You see this man here. You click it. It's going to take you to somewhere. Do you do this on a browser? Your CSV must have these headers. Please read all this. You can create it. But when you are creating it, please, you don't add all this one, you just do the item, minimum stock. These are the headers you will do on it, but you can see this file to download, maybe from our resource page. User, when you create a CSV file that have all these headers and you know the info to fill with it, you can import all the items into the system directly. You can import all the file into the system directly, and it will add up with whatever is there. If I click on import data now, it will not take me anywhere because I'm using an app container. But if it was on a browser, it will go straight up. So that's how you import files. So that importation of file, this number 6, is the same as this one, that you are writing the item one by one. But that one, you are doing multiple. So here now, maybe I'm doing one by one. I have red pen. I think I have blue pen. Let me now have a black pen. Black pen. Please just know that this is hypothetical because this pen you are seeing here is a digital pen anyway. So you just fill in the spaces, the feet, and remember this for sale to the public, so that people all over the world who are using this app can see whatever you are selling, and so that you can boost sale. When you are through with that, you click on save. So I just brought in black pen. Let me go to item. Okay, I have black pen, I have brown pen, I have red pen. But if you watch this black pen, I do not have item to sell. Neither is the price there. So because of that, if I go to transaction, just like before, and say I want to sell, my black pen will not appear. So for my black pen to appear, I will have to restock it. I can restock it using different means, but I just like going to this 8, and then you just go to the very pen and click on it. Then click on this add more record. So if I click on add more record, I can increase the number. Let's say it's 800 pieces, and the cost is, let's say 200. Okay, so 240. If they are let me say, no, I'm selling it for 300, for example, and I save. Now that I save, I have record here. I can now have item to sell on black pen. Anytime I want to sell black pen, I just get you. I guess you understand what I'm talking about. So there is necessity for you to stock your database, fill your database, stock management, before you can start making all those sales that we talked about before. And mind you, those you can fill your database may not necessarily be items as we have seen, or goods as we have seen. They could be services that you render. Wherever you can think of that services, you just put in there, and the unit amount for each of them. For example, if you have a hotel, and in that hotel you have different rooms that you give out, maybe room 1, room 2, those can now be your items. So in restocking, you can also restock en masse, as you can import item en masse. You can also restock en masse, as in using CSV file, writing there all the quantities, and then you import them. You will be guided. You see the file, but it must be on a browser, as we said before. It must be on a browser. Then this item monitoring, just as you have seen before, you see all your items here, of which you can now add to the item one by one. But peradventure, price just changed. For example, price just changed, and not that they have any new item that came in. So this item currently is being, so let me click on add new item. If I come, please, black pen. No, let me not go to black pen. Let me go to brown pen. Brown pen. If I click on add new or more record, you can discover that the cost price for brown pen currently is 200 and the selling price is 240. But now things have changed. The new selling price, let's forget the cost price now, please, because you bought it for 200, so still leave that 200. You bought it for 200, still leave it at 200. But the new selling price has changed. If the selling price has changed, and you need to update your database, because when they are selling, the new price should come up. Once you get here, just change this price. Maybe it's now 500 that you sell. Peradventure, you leave the cost price, but here put 0 because you did not buy any new thing. You did not buy any new thing, so 0. You just want to change the selling price. The cost price, what you used to buy last, is still remain. So you just click on save. So let's click on save and see what happened. No new item is added. However, the selling price has changed. Let's see. The selling price is now 500. Before, sorry, I'm coming. The selling price is now 500. So that's now the new selling price. We just changed the selling price. We can as well change the selling price of that red pen from 300 to 400. So let's go ahead and do that. We just come here, turn this to 0. Please don't forget all this. Then, oh, this is 1,000, not even 500. Not 300, it's 3,000. So let's turn this to 5,000. No, 4,000. Please, you leave the cost price. You leave the cost price because this app does calculation. It calculates profits for you. So now I click on save. So if we click on save, let's watch how this red pen price will change. It has changed, right? So that's how you change price when there's a new price variation. So have we done that? Let's check out this QR code. What this QR code does is this. Here, it automatically generates QR code for the item you are selling, which you can print out and paste on the side of those items so that when you are just selling, you can scan. But I want to tell you something, please. That only works when you are on an app container, like as I am now currently. It can work. But if you're on a browser, the QR code will not be able to work. That is just by the way. If you can have the mobile app, the QR code will work. So that's how you generate QR code and simplify your transaction. Now, as per this number 9, item monitoring order by quantity left. It's the same thing as number 8. It's just that the ordering of the names now. The ones that have minimal quantity, that's the one you see at the top. Let's look at it. So 500 is the minimum, followed by 800, followed by. So it gives you an idea to quickly know your item that are about to get finished. I think that's just what you have there. So let's go to project and task. This is number 3. Project and task is just like where we are coming from. Just that, let me click on number 12. You see this item now. I can now say, okay, what I want to monitor now is expenses. Something like this. Okay, expenses. Expenses is a special item. Or I can just write the biology or physics. So yeah, we just write, I'll try to describe. To monitor expenses, something of that nature. Please always use, especially when you're on a mobile platform, always use this, not this. So I will click on use, so it will come up. Good and fine. If you have any pictorial evidence you want to add to this task you want to create, you use that. You just add it to it. But expenses don't have any picture. So let me just save. I save it. I've created an expenses task now. So going forward, if I have any new expenses, I will come here. This number 13, project and task monitoring. I will click on it, and I will select the expense or the task. It's actually task. I will select the task because you may have multiple tasks here. I will select the task. What now happened? What's the expenses that you just incur now? So you fill it. Now this is the way I filled it. Remember, it's expenses. Remark is that it was payment for electricity, and the amount that was paid was 40,000. I consider it to be an expenses or expenditure and not revenue. So the day start, I don't just want to pick that. But if it was something else, maybe I'm building a house, the day I made that expenses, I will put it here, date start, or then the day I expect that job to be delivered, I may put it in due date. Now, arrow quantity, please just leave that. Don't increase it. Just leave it at the default. Then here, the client, I said electricity agency. These are optional anyway. The phone number, if you want to take the phone number, you put a picture, and the email. You just feed that depending on how you want it. So I save. I can go again and make another expenses. See, the last one appeared, which is this 40,000, but this time it may not be 40,000. So let me fill this again. Now in this case, the expenses we made was payment for water supply, and the amount was 20,000. It was using as expenditure. Now the water supply was to cover for 8th of January 2026 to 23rd of January 2026. I just fill in that. Then you leave all those ones. Then your client that did that job, the water board, for example, whatever the name is, their phone number and the email, whatever that is. So I save. So when you come to this number 14, edit, update, task, project, you will see all your projects here, which if you want to update or you want to add to. Please, if you want to add a new project, you can click here. Maybe another project about building of house, as I said, or biology as a core or as a subject, whatever. You want to form any note, just click there, and you'll be able to add to it using that remarks or whatever it is that we are using to write what we did. Write it every day by day. You form a note, and if you now come here, all, you now discover that you can actually see whatever you have written so far. You see this one, you can use to view it, or you can use this one to add new expenses, because this is expenses. Here is talking negative because you are spent total of 60,000 on expenses. So let me view. So this is actually the table of all the expenses. This one has start date, end date, This one was paid on a water board, the other one electricity. You can call them, you can test them, you can see. So all those information you were taking, this is where they become very vital. So that's how project or task goes. You can have other information about it if you want to. If you are taking any picture, maybe we're building a house, the picture will appear here, and all the money you spent under the house, you see it here. If it was also a note, you created that tax to be, and not really expenses, all the notes will be appearing here, and you will be able to check your notes in remarks. Whatever note you took, you can check it in your remarks. Where is it? Payment for water supply, payment for electricity. So this will be all your remarks. You can see them in detail view. You can customize it to meet your special needs anyway. So that's how this go. This project and task. So now that we are through project and task, we go to profile. So in profiles, basically what we do here is to add either new staff, new station, or create a new business. And when you're able to do that, you now see your results or your list of your personal profile. You see them here. You see yours for staff, you see them here. For your station, you see them here. And the business you have created, you see all here. Then you can log into other profile, other account from here. You can log into other account from here. So now let's try to create a business profile, because we are going to use it. All this while we will be having a single profile in this account. If I come to look at it, if I come to this super user account, I only have a single account here. This is the only account I have here. That's the only account I have here. So let's create another account. So I will go to business, create, please look at it. I will go to business. That's the first thing you have to do. Please take note of what we're about to do. It is stage by stage. The first thing we do is to create a new business. So let's create a new business. Before we continue, I just want you to know that here it is complained that this name has been taken. You will always see this anytime you want to create a business. So you have to delete whatever is here and put the name of the business that you want to create here. The name of the business that you want to create. Very, very important. Thank you. Now look at what I did here. I said iRiser. Now when I got here, I used the same iRisers, but I removed the space. Please, I will advise, do this. It will help you. Later you will understand what I'm talking about. Then I describe the business. It's better. This looks better, more catchy, whatever the business is about. Then I supply password and I supply password and I confirm it here. If that password was not correct, it will reject it. If the confirmation side was not correct, this is something we are used to anyway. It will reject it. And please copy this one, and also this, and keep them. You will need them. Now, these are your major credentials. Now you have created a private business account, so you save it. Now that you have saved it, you now go and sign it, because now to complete this new account, this new business you are trying to create, you must give it a branch. You have just created a business, but where is it going? Where is it located? What's the phone number and the rest? So what's that location? Whether it's virtual, whatever. But we usually create the organization first of all, which we just did. Then that branch is now what you now. But before you create that branch, you go to login page. that your... Now look at what we did here. They said business email. Please remember, it was iRisers we use as that, whether you call it business email or business whatever. But please, it may be appear as business email here, or we may even change it. But it is that your iRisers, the one you use when you remove the space. If you still remember what we did a while ago, that will be your business email. Then the password is that password. Now that you have entered it, you click on, you just click back, please. Let's just get it clear. You just click back. Let's click back. Now that we click back, please look at it. No item selected. We no longer have that business logo or that business information that used to be here. It's lost. That's why you will now come and create new station, this number 18, so that you can have that business information that you are going to put there. So now look at what I did. Station name, iRiser HQ, the address, the phone, the country phone code. I just feed the necessary area anyway, the necessary feed. And when I'm through, I save it. Now, after saving it, let me go back to this login page. Okay, let me go now to super user account. Once I now get to super user account, there is something we are trying to do here, please. If you look at this place where you see no item selected, there is something that is supposed to be here. We are migrated to a new business we just created. But for now, we have not been having the station. So the station is what we now want to load. You go to this super user account. You now click here, please. You click here. Just click here. So I clicked on it. I will now select the iRiser HQ from the list. After selecting it, if I now go back, you see that iRiser information have now come up. All these ones. So I have migrated from the other station account I used to be to a new account. Now, let me show you one thing. How simple it is in this app to move from one account to another. Let's go there. If you come to this super user account, I just clicked on it, okay? I can move back to the former account. I just click it and I select it. Now, if I come back here, I'm back to top warehouse. You can have, even if you are an administrator setting this app for people, you can support them from one station, from one place, just by hopping to their account, like what we just did now. You might think, I will have to be signing. No, there's something else we do. You don't need to sign in. All you need to do is to just come here, super user, and select. Let me deselect the former one. I select and I move. Once I move to the other station. So what we just did is that we created a new business account and we sign into that business account, and then having signing, we now created a branch under that environment, and we loaded that branch. Now that we are in this branch, you'll discover that we can't have anything to sell because we have not brought in any item to sell. In fact, if you go to the list of items, stock item, let me go to number 8, item monitoring, you will not see anything because you are now in a new account, in a new business environment. So let's just go on so that we learn more about this app. So for now, let me go to the other account where I was before so that I can easily do other things we need to do. Likewise, you can add staff. I don't want to do that now. You can add staff, you can add their profile, personal, you can do all that, but maybe later we'll look at all that. Now, alerts. After profile number 5, now is alerts. Let's see if there's anything like alerts that we are having here. But just as the alert says, the first one is stock level check. If the stock level is low, if there is expiration, item that are about to expire, past and no due date. This is when you are using this app to monitor those that okay, past and due date. It can also stand for expired item. Calendar, event date. Those one, if you have anyone that check into your lodge, your accommodation, and they are leaving, so you can use that to know those who are due to leave. It can also help you to know the rooms that are vacant and the rooms that are not vacant. You can book in advance, for example. So when you go to this place or events, just that we don't have any event now. You would have seen it here. We don't have any events, you would have seen it here. That's okay on the so and so. Please, when you get here, see it's loading on week. It's currently on week. You can put it on month. You can put it on day, depending on the stretch, how far you want to see about things that have expired or the things that are coming up or the things that are due. So here is mainly just for you to give you an idea of what is happening. Now here, this 41 transaction to be reviewed. I don't think we have any transaction to be reviewed now. If anybody did anything that is not appropriate, maybe change price, or maybe it's appropriate they return some goods, or you mistakenly oversold and now it's returning those things, they will appear here. Or it restocked in a wrong way, they will all appear here. But mind you, your start date matters. The period you are considering matters. Otherwise, we will not be able to capture what you are looking for. So there are no events here. It would have appeared. But let's try and create an event that will appear here. Okay, I think there are events. Okay. Amended transaction coming. Those are events. So amended says other transaction. Please look at it. Nothing actually happened here. Nothing happens here. But these events are those things that we sold. Amount sold within that time we just selected. They came out here. Information. The debts. The debt that somebody paid is this 200, and the debt is 1,000. So those are your information that you check out. But where we are looking at here is the amended say. They amended anything when they were selling or that transaction, like when they were restocking. You check it here. So let's try to do something, and we want it to appear in amended say. So let's try it out. Let's go to sales. Let me say I want to sell black pen. Instead of selling it for 500, for 300, I sold it for 400. Okay, I sold it for 400. Save. Then let me just add one or two things to it. Let me add red pen to it. I didn't amend that one. So let me say we sold it for cash. Preservation, I just want to print receipt. This just by the way anyway. Let me see. This is the receipt. This is the way the receipt will look like. So I can click on print and now we have it. This just by the way anyway. We have done this before. So let me now go back because there's something we want to check. Will this appear as under alert? Because I just changed the price that the authorities stipulated for that transaction, for that item. So I click on transaction to be monitored. Look at it has appeared. So let me check it. Let me check it. Let me check it. Let me check it. Now this is what I have. It said price. Please look at it. It said price at 300 to 400. So it was sold for 400. Let me try and go. Let me see. So that's basically what is just telling you that there was an amendment. The price was changed from 300 to 400. So there are other things that somebody will do. It will just signal it. We have checked it. Likely things that people should do that. The manager should be aware that things have changed. So they will appear under that alert. So for reports, normal reports, whatever you have done, report will come out. So let me check for report says. Mind you, I've selected start date and end date, except I want to change it to cover the time I'm interested in. So these are the things that were sold within this time. Please also note here, note this. There is something here, expenses. So the expenses is so much, and it's telling us that we are indebted. We are having deficit. Though we sold this, we made a profit of this out of it, but because our expenses is so much. Please notice this. So let me start again. We sold this within this period that we highlighted. We made a profit of this out of it, but our expenses were too much because we used 20 to buy water, to settle for water, and 40,000 to settle for electricity. So total was 60,000. So our net profit is now in the red. However, we bought our goods that we bought were up to this. Let me see about these debts. Okay. People are owing us 1,000. People were owing us 1,000, but they have paid 200 out of it. So you still go forward. If you want more detail, you come here and begin to click and click and click and click. So you see all the items you have sold, and you know the total details about them. So just like that, you can check on and see your reports. You'll get used to it with time. So all these reports, they are just like that, but there's something I want us to check out. Report PDF 42. Just try and go. It's just the same interface for all these other ones, but let's check report PDF. And if you need more assistance, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to us on these numbers. Mainly WhatsApp if you need any more things to be taught on all those reports. But let me show you one of those reports now. Let me show you. So report PDF, which is this man. I clicked on it. I want to generate a PDF for this, for my report, for the company, for the boss. So mind you, I've already selected my start time and end time. maybe for the month, first of that month to the end of that month, or first of that week to the end of that week, or first of the first hour of the day to the last hour of the day, something of that nature. Then the information you will likely get will now come from here. What you will now do, please don't forget this, you will click on completed. Now, assuming it was on completed before, don't forget this one. If it was on completed before, you will put it on pending. Then you now put it on complete. You must do a jigging. You must change something so that it will refresh. There was something here that was happening the other time, if you observe it. It will regenerate something. If you just leave it there, it is the last report that was there that you will see. So you must do a changing. So I haven't done that. I will now come here and click on this man. This is the report. So the report is out. I will use Adobe to look for it. Now, let's go there. This is the report is generated. Let's look at this report. Let's look at this report. Business performance report sheet. Business name, top warehouse. Hope we are able to see that. Now, start date. Look at it. End date when that report covers. Quantity sold, these are your summary. Amount sold, profit, expenses 60,000. So because of that, your net profit is now 50 minus 58. You have overspent. Quantity bought and the rest. Now if you come here, the details will now be found here. The details of all those things will now be found here. This is a PDF that you can share using any means. You can share, you can print it out. Now we are back to the app. I will come back. I think those are the major things I want to show you as far as report is concerned. So after report, privilege control. This is now about security. So let's go to privilege control. In this privilege control, you can control another person remotely. What we usually do here, let me go to this person now so that you see what I'm doing. This is me. When you get here, you click on this one, this edit button. So I click on it. When I click on it, I will click on this view. See this view? I click on it. Now, these are all the things I am currently privileged to see and to work on. Let me mark this so that I don't miss it. Login page, save view. Okay. Now, if I select only this and click done, are you sure you want to do this? I say save. Look at what is going to happen. So now I've limited my view range. So if I come here now, let me just come. I only have privilege to 1 and 7. And within this one, look at it, I can only see new order. And within the 7, I can only now see just 3. Or, let me just see all. These are everything now I can see because I've come to this privilege and I have restricted what I want such a user to see. So if I clear, the user can now see everything back. If you clear it, the user can see everything back. So if I come back, see now I can see everything, okay? So if I click on all, you can see I can see a lot of things. But let me group it back. I I think that's what privilege control mainly does. But be very careful here. This personal, it is for your own view. So whatever you are doing here, ensure, because you just want to teach somebody, ensure you check. Please don't forget it's this 45. If you don't check it, you will lock yourself out and you will not find your way back into that app, into that setting. You will be in the Apple, but you cannot find your way back into that setting because you have locked your way out. It's for people who know the implication that uses it. Okay. So what we usually use is this save view and view rights. If you have other people within your client, they will appear here, so you can remotely work on them. Maybe later I will show you how to do that, but no, we don't have enough facility or resource here now. A lot of people are not online to use, so that I remotely work on other people, so that you see that they are not able to see any other thing again. So privilege control we have done. Then let's go to settings. Setting number 1, there is login page. Yes, we logged in with this information. We can also log out. That reminds me, let me do something here. What I want to do now is to be able to remotely work on another app, another person's account remotely. For me to do that, I will come here and copy this my own number. This my SID, this my number. As in this account where I am now, this is my number. This is the account where I'm in now. See this top warehouse, I'm there now. Now I want to go to that iRiser. I want to be able to work on it remotely without necessarily needing the password and the rest. But for now, I will use the password, but I will delete it because I will have a lot of people. I will use their password so that I have access to it and do whatever. So let me go into it. You might not get it very well now, but let's just go ahead. Let me go to okay. Now I'm in iRiser. So in this iRiser, please know now I'm not in iRiser. Remember, I copy a certain number, special ID, SID. I will bring it to remote users access list. See this remote user access list? I will add that number to it. Now, mind you, iRiser will see this number that is here. This is my SID. I brought it here from the other accounts. I brought it here. So iRiser is seeing this. So if it does not want me, we just come here and delete my own number. So let me go back. iRiser is seeing this. So let me do something. You see this login page? Let me delete the iRiser login information. So I no longer have iRiser login information here. But if I come to accounts, I still have iRiser and the default account here. So, but now look at something I want us to look at together. You see that I was saying remote, how you can control access of other people remotely. Because I now have access remotely to the that default account. It does not have a special name, major office, whatever. That default account. So if I come here now and say view rights, come in. Please excuse me. I will need to select it. I've selected that account and I want to work on that account remotely. I've selected that account. All I need to do now, remember, I'm no longer logged in. I didn't log in at all. If you come here, I didn't log in. I didn't log in with anything. But that number I entered into that iRiser's profile, or that iRiser's profile I entered into top warehouse. This one is top warehouse. Has made top warehouse to be accessible to me, even without using a password. But top warehouse is able to come here, remote user asset list, and delete. Okay, please let me. Okay, I just got what I'm trying to do. I can't really do it now because I'm the only user connected to all the profile right now. Because I wanted to actually come to these privileges and restrict control to other users. But as you can see, I'm the only user. I call it test. I'm the only user here that I can. So there's no other user tied to either these iRisers or the other, will I call it company, the other industry that we call it something warehouse. So that's why, assuming there was another person at all in the environment of these two industry, the warehouse or this iRiser, there was another person at all connected to all these accounts, I will be able to see them, these view rights. I'll be able to see them here, and then I will do what I did to myself here. I can now restrict whatever they can see. That was just all I wanted to show you. So when there is no other users apart from me currently, so I cannot show that. But just the way I restricted my own view, that's how you can restrict other people's view. So in setting, please mind you, I've shown you one thing, that you can now hop from any account to another account just by giving access. This is your number. Is your SID. Any profile where you kept this, you can remotely access that profile anywhere in the world. But those people have the ability to remove you without even consulting you. They will just delete that your number. They will just go to their remote user. Look at it, this remote users list. This remote user access list. Anybody can go there and check it, and we see whatever strange number that is here, they can delete it, and once they delete it, you will not be able to see whatever they are doing anymore. Now I want to tell you some things that I may not demonstrate, but they are real. Do you remember that time we were doing the password or whatever? Assuming you want to see that password, the password would have been here. Where is it? Profile business. The password would have appeared somewhere here. But that password now will not appear because you did not log it in. You are not logging in. If you come here, nothing is here. Because nothing is in this place, that password cannot be seen. Why we did that is this. In case you give remote access to people and they can see everything, they should not be able to see your password. It's only if you give them your password and they enter those your credentials here, that is the only time it will appear there. So sometimes you are going to see the password here. When you enter here, in your normal app, you are going to see your password down here. But because this one is not logging with that password, you can't really see it. So now I've entered the password. Let me come back to this place and see. You see now, the password has come out. We did this to ensure that anybody did not give your password to, but you gave him access. Once he gets to this form, he should not be able to see your password. You should not have access to your password, so that you can at any time delete that person, that access from your list. It's just part of a security measure. So let's go to, I think that's basically all that we need to know. That's basically all that we need to know. Later we'll do some other things, a lot of other things, but these are the basics. Thank you for your time. Kindly help to share this app, and you can leave your comments. Thank you very much.